I'm academics. Can't ride no wave.
I suppose we should probably then go to this YSL case real quick. We're not going to try to be too much in the legal back and forth, but today was a very interesting day. So Mr. What's his name again? YSL Woody. He took the stand today, and after he took the stand, and by the way, I'll give you a real quick update on Young Thug's attorney. Again, I'm dropping an emergency podcast about it tomorrow. Brian Steele appealed the contempt charge that the judge gave him, and when he appealed it, you know, apparently what everybody said about Brian Steele, he has an impeccable record. He has so much, you know, he's worked in this justice system for so many years that, and this is just one of the things where, with all due respect, and I hope you understand my perspective, I know some of y'all be like, oh, damn, Young Thug is getting fucked. No, he's not. Young Thug is getting the most privileged treatment possible by any person that could ever get charged with the crime he's charged with. When you are a celebrity to that extent, you're getting the utmost privilege, right? Your case is getting fast-tracked. There's so many people who are just broke as fuck who got locked up. You're not getting no goddamn trial. You're not getting all these type of motions. You're not getting six chances to get bond within a year. They're not having 6 hearings for you to get bond. It's just not happening, right? They're going to be like, the court's busy. Now, I say that to say, Young Thug's lawyer, he's one of those guys, you know, he's one of the best attorneys in Georgia. He's done a lot. He has a lot of good grace in Georgia, even if, it, you know, him and this judge is bumping heads. They weren't going to send him to jail. Here's the thing. Usually in an appellate court or you know, the Court of Appeals, they could have said, hey, we're bogged down with shit right now. We're not going to immediately review your contempt charge, right? Like, how many people are waiting for appeals? Bro, they immediately jump in and grant, or not grant the appeal. They basically, they allow a bond, so he doesn't have to go to jail at all until the appellate courts decides. Basically, he's never going to go to jail. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, when you have the privilege of being some of these attorneys, and Young Thug got the best attorney in the fucking game. This shit was performative. He's not going to jail. He's not going to be in Fulton County. He's not going to be in cellmates with Thug. And they already granted did I post it on the page? I think I should have. They already granted Young Thug's attorney, it says he's been granted supersedeas bond by the Supreme Court. Right? So he will not need to go to jail while waiting for his order to be appealed. Again, this doesn't happen to everybody. This is special treatment. And that's my only thing when people start talking about a Young Thug case. This is all special treatment. I hate when I see regular humans who, when y'all go to court and y'all get certain either charges or accusations are levied on you, you don't get to have Young Thug privilege. You get hammered in court. What we're watching here is like really high-end shit that does not apply to regular people. And yeah, Brian still just not go to jail. That's the whole thing about it. Just like the whole Trump thing. That's like, you know, even though people are like, well, if a former president could be charged, well, we all could be charged. I mean, I guess, but also, he'll never see the inside of a jail cell, at least for the 34 counts he got convicted of, even though it's a Class C felony. But again, he has privilege that y'all just don't have, right? You know what I mean? Which, that's the problem with the justice system, right? Like, you know, depending who's your attorney, how much money you have, you get to play by slightly different rules, or you get things to, you know, you get the benefit of the doubt, or you get things, you know, they usually say the wheels of justice really it grinds slowly, but for the people who have money and resources, it's usually timely for them, right? So it is what it is. Anyway, let's get to, let me see.
5 minutes. If you don't tell me
You don't have to.
if you don't tell me who it is, I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna put you in contempt.
On Monday, Judge Earl Glenville held Young Thug's attorney in contempt, sentencing him to 10 weekends behind bars for refusing to share how he learned about a meeting between the judge, prosecution, and a key witness. However, on Wednesday, the state Supreme Court stepped in and stayed that sentence. Fellow attorney on the case, Douglas Weinstein, thinks the ruling and the sentence shouldn't be the central focus.
What happened on Monday with Brian Steele is in some way a distraction from the bigger issue that Mr. Steele was trying to bring up in court that concerns all of us, which is this ex parte meeting, this meeting that was held with the prosecutors and with the judge and without our knowledge. So that is the point of concern that Brian was raising that day, and I would like to see that addressed.
Today in court, defense attorneys asked Judge Glanville to consider a motion for a mistrial because of the meeting they say they weren't informed of, and because of...
Okay, all right. So Woody has been trying to testify, and I just want to say, because, you know, a lot of some of this information is being disseminated via a lot of thug fan pages. And I do want to caution all of y'all, because trust me, I was one of those people that was sitting here and watching the Tory trial, and everything that seemed to favor Tory, we're like, Tory's getting off, and he went to jail for 10 years, okay? I want to caution a lot of the people who keep trying to be like, oh no, Woody's doing an amazing job of playing with the prosecutor. Here's the facts. If a nigga is testifying for the state, there is no playing. This is court. Yeah, you could try to act like you don't remember, but number one, I think even the jury gets upset and feel like their time is being wasted when a nigga already said something in an interrogation, an affidavit. They've either signed their name on it or they signed a plea, and now they're in court acting like, you know, they're playing mind games. You're not gonna play mind games in court, okay? So for all the people who think YSL Woody ain't really snitching, no, he's snitching. But he's smart enough to realize that the documented snitching, he could try to wiggle out of what snitching is and act like he's not cooperating. If he wasn't cooperating, he would not be on the fucking stand. That's the point blank period thing. He is cooperating, and if y'all think that him snitching but acting dumb helps Thug, you're an idiot. Him being up there does not help Thug at all, okay? Him talking does not help Thug. If he wanted to help Thug, he would have moved to Guatemala or go dig a hole in the ground and motherfucking live in a bunker until his case was done. The mere fact he's up there does not help Thug. I've been seeing a lot of Thug fan pages act like he's doing an amazing job. There is no such thing as having an agreement with the government to testify and then testify but act like you're not agreeing with the government. Like, you had an agreement with the government. Like, you're snitching. That's what snitching is. Anyway, let me play you a little bit of what he did today.
Yesterday, it's love.
I told the investigator back then.
Okay.
At this point in time.
Okay, all right. I'm not going to play all of this shit, but I'm going to play a good amount.
Tell detectives to work.
Here we go.
That on the Sunday at Cascade Skating Ring, that you got Thug on FaceTime so Kel and Thug could speak. Yes or no?
If Detective Thorpe said I told him that, I told him that.
So basically, all that little cute games he was playing, was like, oh, I don't remember my age, this and third. You have to realize, you know, and that's why I keep telling everybody, stop acting like, yo, YSL Woody is a fucking retard. Like, he's a dumb nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, with all due respect, I'm not saying like the motherfucking DA is the smartest people on earth. But you're not going to have a fucking delinquent like this outsmart like people who actually have a brain, right? They didn't have him on the stand for him to play games about what does Thug stand for? Oh, truly. Remember the other nigga was like, truly humbled underground. No, we have you on stand because you've signed off or you've said certain shit that we know that you've told us in terms of interrogators, us DAs, or you've done a sworn testimony saying that that's what happened and we think it'll help the case. So they don't give a fuck about his age and all that type of shit. That was him trying to play games. We have a recorded interview where you sat with, and I can pull it up. It's a recorded interview where you were snitching on that we want you to just say the same thing you said then now. Yeah, you snitched for 3 hours, nigga. Where's the interrogation? I gotta do interrogation room. Yeah. Nigga, you snitched for 3 hours over here. You feel what I'm saying? Look, all they need for this nigga to do is basically do what he did here, right? But now he thinks he's playing games. But I think this dumbass nigga forgets you're already on tape doing it already, dummy. You said this shit already. So watch him try to play games with the prosecutor.
Okay. Do you remember that happening?
No, I don't remember.
They're asking him, do you remember you snitching and you telling these people everything that we're using to convict Thug? And he's acting like he don't remember sitting here with these Timbs, this beanie, and even at a point, he basically starts leveling with this woman saying, yo, I'm just trying to get the fuck out of here. How can I get out? And he's like, yo, I'm telling y'all everything. Go call him. Look at him thinking he's playing games. And by the way, only fans buy this bullshit because if you're a Young Thug fan and you think Woody's working for Young Thug, of course he's not, like, he's trying to seem like he's doing Young Thug a favor, right? Because of course, they're not going to give this nigga witness protection, right? And he has to live in the real world. But he already agreed to snitch.
Me and Shea Kelly ain't gonna talk.
All right. And then, do you remember telling Detective Thorpe, so him and Thug talked, and whatever was said with that, I don't know?
I probably told Detective Thorpe that.
Okay. And again, that was in your January 11, 2015 interview.
I guess.
Okay. Let me put this on a little bit faster.
Now, did you also tell Detective Thorpe about a shooting that occurred at a gambling house in Lakewood?
If that's what he said.
Do you recall a shooting at the gambling house in Lakewood? Do you recall a shooting at a gambling house in Lakewood?
No.
You do not?
I don't.
Do you recall?
Okay. Let me also cut this off. Let me just stop here and say this. All they're asking this dude is to basically recollect what he already snitched and said. They're not putting ideas out there. This dude already said it. So what's going to happen is they know he's playing a game. The prosecutors are going to make a decision at the end of it. Hey, you didn't cooperate enough. We're still going to press charges or we're going to try to send you to jail. That's a decision later. If he just keeps capping like, oh, I never said that. Oh, I don't remember saying that. My memory's foggy. I don't remember saying that. What they're going to do at a certain point is what they did in the Tory case, because that's what Kelsey was doing with Tory. Oh, I don't remember that. Wait, I said that? Nah, I must have been tripping. They said, all right, Judge, could we play the defendant's own words to recollect, to remind the defendant what they said? Right? They also did that, by the way, in the YNW Melly trial. Remember the woman that took the stand and her daughter was YNW Melly's like girlfriend, and supposedly YNW Melly called the girlfriend, or the girlfriend called YNW Melly when they were on the side of the road after the two friends got killed. And the mom, like, basically the mom had initially talked to the cops, and eventually when she came on the stand, she said, oh, they forced me to say that. That's not really what I wanted to say. And the prosecutor kept saying, could we remind her of her own words? Like, we have like an affidavit, and Melly's lawyers were fighting for that not to be able to be brought up. So, sorry. I'm saying this is going somewhere. So, you know what I mean? For everybody who thinks this guy's a genius, a dummy could never be a genius. This guy's a dumb nigga, okay? He's dumb as they get. He already snitched. What they're going to do if he keeps playing dumb is ask the judge, could we play this 3-hour interview where he's snitching to remind the court and remind whatever what he said before. Now, if Thug's lawyer is good, they'll make sure this never gets played. Because if this gets played, it looks crazy. Right? But we'll see.
Call telling Detective Thorpe in that same January 11, 2015 interview that there was a shooting over in Lakewood and that it was Kel and he was standing on top of a roof and shooting inside?
I probably did.
I need to know, do you remember telling him that or you don't remember telling him that?
When Detective Thorpe questioned me about what happened, I thought I was in there about 5 minutes. I thought I walked in and walked back out. So I don't know what I don't told him. I can't remember what I don't told him.
So you say you don't remember telling him about what happened?
But if he said that I told him that, I'm telling you right now, I told him that. So can you start asking me what I supposed to told Detective Thorpe? Because I'm telling you now.
Yo, a sassy snitch is the craziest thing. Y'all can't be a sassy snitch. How you up there telling like a motherfucker you sassy, bro? I really hate when these little street niggas get up here and they act like they're not snitching. You're up here to snitch, you dummy. You already snitch, you dummy. Get up here. You see when 6ix9ine was up there? Yo, if y'all ever hear about, federal court, there's no cameras. So, 6ix9ine was up there, yes, ma'am. He was polite. He didn't play no games. He answered every question. That's why he's as free as a fucking bird today. These niggas get up there, they snitch, and they still trying to be sassy. You can't be a street sassy snitch. It doesn't work.
If he said that I said anything about anything, I'm telling you, more likely I probably did.
Great. Well, I want to ask you about all the things that you talked to Detective Thorpe about.
And this is where, he's getting kind of emotional or upset. Dummy, they have to ask you about that. They have to ask you about that. Yo, so when you said that, that's true, right? Because they want to get it on the record. The thing with court is that until it's admitted in court on the record, the jury supposedly isn't supposed to consider it. So currently, the jury is not supposed to consider this. Now, this is why the prosecutors always tape some shit like this. They have the police tape it. Because if after he's done lying, they're going to probably make a motion into the court to say, yo, could we introduce this that the jury could think about not only him capping up there, but what he actually said to the detectives when he did meet with them back in that time. Because now he's saying he don't remember. This time, he definitely remembered, right?
Wow. Did you also tell Detective Thorpe about the Friday before Nut was killed?
I guess.
Okay. On the Friday that Nut was killed, were you with Thug the Friday evening before Nut was killed?
No, you just said it earlier. Was I at the house? I said yes.
I'm talking about the Friday evening before Nut was killed.
Now, let me also, and I know I'm pausing so much, but I know a lot of y'all ain't tuned into every detail of this case. So the reason why this guy's a really important witness, and actually some people would call him the star witness, which means the main witness that needs to get this case over the hill for the prosecutors, is that, remember I told you that the main murder in this whole thing was the death of Donovan Nut Thomas, the guy who was managing Rich Homie Quan, the guy who apparently, Young Thug and him got into some shit because, not only were there were different gangs and whatever associated, this guy was standing in between Young Thug and him being, whatever, Rich Homie Quan, and obviously other people didn't like this guy, and allegedly, as people want to say, Young Thug orders for this guy to get killed, right? The guy gets killed, allegedly. No, not allegedly he got killed, but Young Thug ordered for him to get killed, allegedly. So the guy gets killed, and this guy is one of the guys who basically was putting together the pieces of puzzle that helped the cops believe that Young Thug was behind ordering the death of this guy, right? So without Woody corroborating certain shit and giving the context and details, remember, Young Thug never pulled the trigger. He didn't kill nobody, but apparently he told guys, go kill him. And apparently he got the vehicle for them to go kill him in. And apparently he met with the dudes after they killed him, which if you're the jury, yeah, Young Thug didn't pull a trigger, he didn't do anything, but you would clearly be like, oh, that sounds like a kingpin. So he ordered the murder, he got the vehicle for them to do it in, and he met with the niggas, congratulating them and paid them or whatever the case is after the murder. Yeah, he's guilty, right? This guy is necessary for that. He's necessary to corroborate certain details, but he's plain dumb right now.
I can't recall. I don't know what I don't told Detective Thorpe.
I'm asking you, what do you remember yourself?
No, when I think back about 2015, all I remember was getting a call saying that Nut was killed and I was responsible for it. And the only thing besides that is people showing up at my folks' houses.
Now, let me, and again, I'm so sorry if you're watching this, whether now on the stream or you watch this later, but stop pausing it. I'm trying to explain it for people who might not be that familiar with this case. Now, here's one of the problems Fulton County has had with this whole thing. Remember, there's rumors that Fonnie Willis, who's getting piped down by Nathan Wade, which is a special prosecutor, apparently Fonnie Willis like popping that pussy for some real niggas. There's also allegations, I don't know if they're true, that Fonnie Willis was also getting fucked by Nut. Kind of ironic, right? Fucked by Nut. But anyway, apparently she also met with Nut's parents, always had a picture of Nut in her office, basically saying, I'm going to get justice for this guy. Now, I don't know if all that's true, but I've heard it from several sources in Atlanta. Okay, let's put that to the side. The problem that Atlanta's always had, and this is why they've finally zeroed in on Thug, they were trying to solve this Donovan Nut Thomas murder for a while. Except they arrested people for the murder, and turns out the people they arrested for the murder was completely wrong. Some people had nothing to do with it. So they kind of gave up at a point. But there was always, talk in the street. When niggas actually get a body. I think about these niggas these days. Niggas get somebody killed. They can't stop trying to tell you, I did that. Shit. I love Youngboy, but Youngboy be like, 7 murders in my city. Tell him I did that. Yeah. Youngboy just said us reach the record. 19 bodies. People, when they do some shit, a lot of times they'll try to take credit for it. So streets start talking and people start putting together 2 and 2 to be like, Thug's behind it. You'll never get proof, but Thug's behind it. Even when Rich Homie Quan snitching, quote unquote, remember that video where Rich Homie Quan is like talking? Rich Homie Quan, leaked audio. He's literally basically saying, yo, this guy's Young Thug is an evil guy who's done some shit. And he's probably behind some shit, but he's talking in codes. Here we go. Let me see if we can find it. Where's that leaked audio at? Oh, shit. Why can't I find it? Why can't I find it? Audio leaked. Oh, my God. Fuck. Oh, this is a podcast or whatever. Fuck. Is it this?
But I'm trapping.
Right. So my hand was on the spot. I saw him. We had a show together. I was like, so I'm just asking to get a show. Everybody been talking about it. I'm gonna just be a man and answer myself.
Right.
It's crazy, man. Niggas know what has something to do with it. We just can't prove. Right. Point blank period. I ain't no rat. I ain't telling no. I'm just being real with y'all. Cause that's how much I
Okay.
love let, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit real fucked up, bro.
So, why did you suspect Young Thug when you went to Akademiks? Because people told you, or did you have some beef with Young Thug at the time that kind of let you
I ain't had no beef, bro.
Okay. So essentially, the street starts talking. People always think that the police don't know what the streets say. Of course they know. So they get basically wind of, yo, Young Thug is really behind this guy dying, right? Okay, cool. They locked up wrong people before for the guy's murder. Basically what happened in the Fulton County, DA's office, they went after the wrong people. They were aggressive in trying to convict or solve this guy's murder, but they didn't have the right information at first, to the point that when they did find out the right information, allegedly, which is Young Thug ordered this guy to get murdered, they can't prove it's Young Thug that did it. And this is why we have a RICO, because this is the only way they could ever get Young Thug being seen as culpable for this murder. The only fucking way right now. So, who helps prove it? Woody. Woody already said certain shit, was basically, all right, good, he's saying the right shit. But now he's on the stand playing a game. I don't know. Donovan Nut Thomas? I just heard he got murdered. No, nigga, you was giving it up earlier. So my bad. I had to interject that to tell you why these details about him acting like he don't know. Oh, the Donovan Nut Thomas thing? That was surprising to me. I don't know what happened.
Details about what happened, all this stuff been blinked out my mind. Like, it been blinked out my mind.
Okay. In that same January 2000 interview, you recall telling Detective Thorpe that you were with Thug and you were at DJ Drama's studio.
I probably did.
Do you remember telling him, or you don't recall telling him? I need to have it.
If Detective Thorpe said I said it, I said it.
And then after leaving the studio, that is when you went over to your girl's house, which would be Deshaun's house.
I guess.
Now, earlier I asked you about what time you left Deshaun's home to go to your brother's house. Do you recall telling Detective Thorpe that you left Deshaun's home around 5 o'clock p.m.?
I guess.
When you say you guess, I need to know, do you recall telling him that or you don't recall telling him that?
If he said I said it, I said it.
Okay. So let me also explain to you what's happening. He doesn't want to say, oh, yes, I said that. Yes, this is true. He's saying, I don't know, but if they said it, it's probably true. He knows he already said it. This is a precursor to the state going to try to introduce this footage. No, the footage of Woody already saying it, because they have him on recorded audio saying it, right? The reason why he's saying this, he's playing an interesting game, and this is why I keep saying this is the sassy snitch game. Right, that I see a lot of guys play. They're snitching, but they don't want to. They want to still be cool with the gang because they feel like they're gonna go back to the hood and be like, "Yeah, niggas thought I was flipping on Thug, but I held it down." No, you didn't held it down. You already told once you're in the interrogation room. You don't have to tell on the stand to tell. That's the thing with the Gunna thing. Like, Gunna is benefited from that. Be like, well, Gunna never took the stand. Yeah, he's not gonna take the stand. Here. By signing the plea agreement, he told, right? Like, this is why I realized this whole telling shit is a bunch of bullshit. So this is what Woody's doing. These are the parameters he has to be in between. That's why he's playing dumb. There's one side of perjury, which means you're lying under oath. He doesn't want to say, I never said that, that's a lie, blah, 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 blah. That could be used for a perjury charge. You did say that. Here's the proof. You're getting charged with perjury. The other side is he's trying to still play decent or good with the state. Well, I'll verify enough of what you're saying, but I'm just not going to say it. Right? So he's playing this interesting game, which I just think this is a sassy snitch game. You're still snitching. I don't give a fuck what he's talking about. He's snitching.
And is that true or that not true that you left her home around 5 o'clock?
If you know something about me, I don't keep up with the time or the days. I just go with the flow.
So do you remember it being around 5 o'clock p.m. that you left Deshaun's house?
I don't know what time I left her house.
When you went to Mechanicsville, do you remember seeing anyone in Mechanicsville?
What you mean?
You said earlier that on the night before Nutt's murder, on the day of, you left Deshaun's house and you went to Mechanicsville. Do you remember seeing anyone when you went to Mechanicsville?
I don't remember if I seen anyone.
Okay. Do you remember telling Detective Thorpe that you went to the green store?
I guess.
I need to know, do you remember telling him or you don't remember telling him? Or was that a lie?
Faces.
Saying he's allowed to answer and they can force him to answer in the binary one or two ways.
Your Honor, his response or non-response?
If Thorpe said I said it, I said it.
Do you recall telling Detective Thorpe that while you were at the green store, you called Little D?
I guess.
Did you tell him? Did you not tell him, or you don't recall telling him that?
If Thorpe said I said it, I said it.
Do you recall telling him that he told you on Cleveland Avenue?
I guess.
Yes, no, or I don't recall.
If Thorpe said I said it, I said it.
By the way, these are clearly rehearsed answers with his attorney. So his attorney's like, hey, you could answer like this. It's going to give us some clearance or lack of liability. Just don't lie, right? So, like, when y'all think he's being dumb, he's trying to be smart. I just don't think you could really outsmart the DA when you've already snitched. You know what I mean? The snitching on the stand is just... Nigga, you did rehearsals in the interrogation room with the DA and them giving you a plea agreement or a proffer or whatever the case is, if you're in a federal case or whatever, most likely. This is not no guess game. Like, you already snitched. This is your rollout for the snitching.
Now, when you got to Cleveland Avenue earlier today, you said that Little D and You're right.
I think she's oriented to time and place. I'm over with the objection, sir.
Earlier today, you said that Little D and Shannon got into your vehicle. Do you recall saying that earlier today?
I think I did.
Okay. Back in January of 2015, did you ever tell Detective Thorpe? Your Honor, now I'm impeaching.
Let me skip past.
Get him out my face. So I do not know.
Back in 2015, did you then tell Detective Thorpe that Little D told you that Nut just got killed?
Basis, sir.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, do we address this?
I'm over with the objection, sir.
Confrontation clauses.
Your Honor, we...
Overruled, sir.
Today, you said that you and Little D never talked about the murder, correct?
Today I said whatever I told Thorpe in 2015, I was trying to get him out my face. So I do not know exactly what I have told him.
Today, do you have an independent memory of what happened on January 10, 2015?
What you mean?
Do you have a memory outside of what you told?
Bitch ass nigga, do you know what the fuck happened to Donovan Nut Thomas? You done told a whole tale already. You're saying that you don't remember that. Do you remember this shit or not?
Detective Thorpe about what happened on January 10, 2015.
Basis, sir. I did tell me the basis for your objection. I'm overruled the objection, sir.
Now, let me also give you this type of angle. Based on how this judge been rocking Glenville, this judge is kind of like very pro the state. They kind of want the state to win. And the judge is tired of everybody involved. The defense, the witness, Woody. And that's why you hear the defense attorney saying, objection, Your Honor. And you know what he keeps saying? Overruled. Overruled. You know why? Because he knows they're trying to play a game. They're trying to play a game and he's sick of it. Also, here's the thing, and this is why people think he should get off the case, the judge who basically tried to jail Young Thug's attorney. Well, if this results in a mistrial, he looks crazy because there was numerous motions for mistrial, which he ignored before. If this results in Young Thug being found guilty, he looks like the most biased judge ever. because he did everything to try to help the state, and they still lost. So what I think he's doing, you know, they always say the scales of justice, or the scales of justice, you know, it's supposed to be balanced, right? I think he's trying to put his hand on the side of the prosecutor, saying, let's get these fucking niggas convicted. I think the judge wants these guys convicted. Real talk. Like, yo, I'm going to force these guys. I'm going to jail whoever I got to jail. Y'all are going to give the testimony that's compelling enough to get eventually the jury to say Young Thug is guilty. Because if I don't get y'all to say Young Thug is guilty, everybody's going to look at me to say, why didn't you grant a mistrial months ago? So I think he's pro-prosecutor, 100%.
I'm going to object as to answer your
Overrule, sir.
Wait.
So today, do you have an independent knowledge of what happened on January 10th when you picked up Little D?
Can you say that one more time?
Sure. Today, without remembering what you told Detective Thorpe, what is your memory of your interaction with Little D on January 10th, 2015?
But I don't have a remember. What you mean? Like,
Okay.
I just know that I picked up Lil D and Shannon, and that's when I got a call saying that I supposedly did this and did that.
And in January 2015, you never told Detective Thorpe that you picked up Little D and Shannon.
I guess.
Bunch of game playing.
I don't know if he asked me.
Now, there's a few spicy moments, and I'm not going to let y'all. This is like 40 minutes. I'm trying to skip to the parts that's interesting.
I don't. About him for?
So do you not remember calling Bloody J?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember. I don't recall.
All right. Do you recall telling Detective Thorpe in that same January 11th interview that you called Bloody J on the phone?
Yes.
So why would you want to call Bloody J?
You need to tell me.
I'm not you, so why
I'm
would
saying, you know what I supposed to say?
I'm asking you now.
I don't know. I don't have a clue. Why would I want to call him?
Did you attempt to call anyone else the night that Donovan Thomas was murdered to tell them that you did not kill Donovan Thomas?
Say that again?
On January 10, 2015, did you attempt to call anyone who was affiliated with If Gang so that you can tell them that you did not kill Donovan?
So that's Inglewood family, Inglewood Mafia family, I think. If Gang, I believe that.
I ain't doing no calling nobody. He says, dang, man, I still got a body on the street. You came in here? I don't think he did it. That's how they went to me. So you asked me the question. I don't remember having a conversation with him, so I ain't saying I didn't. If you saying he said I did have a conversation with him, then I did. But I don't remember him. I don't remember these. So I don't know what I don't told him. But I just know that I thought he let me walk right back out the door. I don't remember being in there no more than 5 minutes.
And if you don't remember, that's all you have to say is you don't remember.
I keep telling you I don't remember.
And I have to ask you specific questions. So if you don't remember.
The thing about court too, and this is why and by the way, I interviewed, this is coming out tomorrow. I interviewed, remember Mo Gagnet, lawyer for workers. He was one of the people who we relied on heavily for the whole thing about what was going on in the Tory case. And I ain't gonna lie, I was never mad at him, but I always wondered. I was just like, yo, bro, we watched your videos every time you came out of court, and the feeling you gave us was that, yo, Tory had this beat by a mile. How the hell did Tory get convicted then? And you're gonna see in the interview, Mo says something to me. This is lawyer for workers. He says, yo, Ak, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wish I had made 2 videos And it was when Sean Kelly said that, yo, I seen the short guy with his hands flailing in the air and he had a gun. I wish I had made a video to say, Tory's fucked. He or the driver better get on the stand or he's fucked. He said, I didn't make that video because I felt like, you know, at that point there was so many people like watching me, and it's not like he was being biased. I think he had said that he felt like, you know, even counsel for either or was like watching him, and he didn't want to like, but that's what he really felt. And I said, okay, now that makes sense, because we never seen the Tory trial. We were all shocked. How did Tory get convicted? He said when that fucking witness, independent witness, got up there and said that was supposed to be Tory's witness, Sean Kelly, and said, I seen the short guy with the gun. He was whatever. He said, I knew they were fucked. And I'm like, bro, you should have made that video, bro. Because the whole time we're wondering, how does Tory get convicted? Now, I say that to say when it comes to this, I think people's, view of this case is going to be like, oh no, this guy's spinning them. Nah, bro. Like, my nigga, I keep telling y'all, if Lil Woody was a real nigga, like, because there's some thug fans like, oh, yo, he did what he was supposed to do, he wouldn't be in court. He would never be found. Yeah, I ain't gonna find me. Or y'all gonna just jail me. This guy values his freedom probably over the freedom of Young Thug. And he probably realized that Young Thug won't fuck with him maybe anyway, just because he's recorded on a interrogation footage telling on Young Thug already. So he's playing an interesting game, but that's why you see it coming like this. So for the people who think that he's doing Young Thug a favor, no.
Mr. Steele, I need to see an objection, not commentary, okay? So, no, that's.
He doesn't instruct the witness in front of the jury. I object.
I'm gonna overrule the objection, sir.
Detective Thorpe asking you if you had ever been.
Okay.
I would like.
So if you guys don't know, so Brian Steele had another run-in with this judge. And by the way, we're gonna get to like the last spicy part with Woody in a second. But Brian Steele basically accused the court, not the court really, accused the DA and the prosecutor's office of basically intimidating Woody. And, obviously the last time he accused anybody of anything, he was held in contempt. But Brian Steele looked like he's rocking for Young Thug so heavy he don't give a fuck. He's still going to make his points. And he did this in court today again. Here we go.
The district attorney's office and prosecutors, potentially other persons. I don't know why a sitting witness under oath is in a room with prosecutors during breaks, mornings, afternoons. It's totally inappropriate. There are people who are in your court's door. There's a double door where the court sits to its right that aligns with the witness chair. And I noticed people standing there in law enforcement while Mr. Copeland is testifying. He's making eye contact with them. I don't know if they're his brother. My point to you is this: what gives anybody the right to surround a witness? He's not in custody. And bring a witness. I'm sure Mr. Copeland didn't say to the prosecutors, I don't know this, Your Honor, so if you think I'm wrong, then just strike it from your memory. But I'm sure he didn't say, hey, you guys want to hang out in this room a little while? So I believe that he is being led on a tether by the prosecutors, and it is coercion. It is inappropriate. And why would anybody not be recording everything he said? And why do I have to get it in drips and drabs? So I am objecting to the tactics of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and whomever else they may have employed with a citizen regardless of what the court may think of him or the prosecutors think.
I don't have any thoughts. So please don't put that in. Please don't put that in in the ether. Okay, but that's what you just said, sir.
Ether is
okay.
Clear. The court wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it either. So why is it happening?
This is so epic. There's gonna be like definitely a Netflix movie made about this. The judge already ordered for this guy to be jailed. He was supposed to be jailed this Friday. The appellate court, or actually, an appellate court granted bond before they decided. So they granted him bond, so he's not going to jail. So already, you got to imagine, this judge said you're supposed to be in jail, like literally, like right now it's 12:02. 19 hours from now, which it would be 7 o'clock, he was supposed to report to the Fulton County Jail if this court didn't step in. So there's no way he fucks with this judge. This judge don't fuck with him because they're both defying each other. And he's still in court, but he's still fighting for like his points. And just look at the judge is going at him. He's going at the judge. This is nasty.
I have no interest other than I'm a referee.
Well, you're the referee who spoke with the witness without my presence.
Mr. Steele, we're not gonna get into that right now.
Well,
okay?
my point is, how is he being treated here? And why don't I have all this? And why is this going on? What an unfair trial for Mr. Williams. Think about it. If you were accused, Your Honor, and the judge met with this witness, with the prosecutor, and you sat next to me and Mr. Adams, you would.
By the way, he's still bringing up the points that he was supposedly held in contempt for because he wouldn't tell how he found out the details of that meeting.
Say to us, what kind of case is this? Now he's being surrounded with all this law enforcement. My point is,
Your Honor, we're going to object that this.
I'm not going to be interrupted.
Mr. Steele, hold on. No, but you're Mr. Steele. Mr. Steele.
Yes, sir. What?
Okay.
I want to finish. I'm making a record for the court to understand.
Well, Mr. Steele.
I've never been interrupted in a court except for this one. You allow.
But the challenges in this point in time is that some of the things that you have said at certain points in time are not appropriate.
It's not true.
Okay. Well, that's the court's. The
court is wrong.
Well, you have, everybody has an opinion.
He said the court is wrong. Fuck.
Opinion, and it can certainly be reviewed at the appropriate time. But finish up so you can go ahead and make your record.
Interrupt anymore about a prosecutor or anyone. This is a record. This is important.
Okay, but it's your allegation and assertion, sir. Okay, so. Well, we don't know that. We don't know whether or not they're true.
What's going on? Every time Mr. Copeland comes in the courtroom or out of the courtroom, he's escorted by a DA's office investigator. You see that? This court is observant. You're not just sitting there in a cloud. You see exactly what's going on. You hear the prosecutor tell you, we were in a room with Mr. Copeland and he said...
Bro, this nigga's fighting for Young Thug. Yo, let me tell you this. If your bitch don't go harder than this nigga, you gotta get rid of her. This nigga's going so hard for Thug. I'm sorry. This nigga better be lucky that he not reporting to jail today to go in Thug's cell. I would have probably been like, yo, Thug, you owe that nigga a blowjob. Didn't Thug say when he get locked up he was going to get titties or some shit? I don't know Thug's orientation, so I'm not trying to say no. I'm just saying, yo, Thug, you owe this nigga some shit. I ain't gonna lie.
He said, why?
Okay.
Why do I have to bring it up? You should be bringing it up. This is crazy. This is like communist Russia. Mr. Williams is having the worst trial. So I'm moving, again, to stop intimidating the witness by the prosecution, leave people alone, and stop accusing. You've allowed the prosecutor Love to accuse me of misconduct.
Oh, but you've also accused her of hold on. You have accused her of misconduct as well. And remember what I told you about your professional response. Remember what I told you about your. And she's going to take me down as opposed to you. So when I start talking, stop talking, please. Okay? I'll let you complete your record. Okay?
I understand the one party talking. I got it.
All right. Okay. All right. So I told you, several times before, I told you and your colleagues, Remember your professional responsibility, and let's not make this an ad hominem issue. I don't believe that either one of you are trying to do anything that would subvert your ability to practice law. So, I mean, but
Ms. Love has intentionally lied to the court numerous cases. You do nothing.
hold on. Let him finish. See, this is Mr. Steele. This is exactly what I'm saying. You cannot. It is not a good idea to state that your brethren across the bar are lying. Okay, in any time or any way.
I don't like doing it.
Okay, but don't. So don't. But
Now, it's so what the judge is kind of saying is like, usually they're basically saying, yo, Young Thug is just a fucking nigga. Like, there's always a Young Thug. There's always a defendant. You know who's always going to be in this courtroom? The DA or the assistant DA, right? Which is Miss Love. Who's always going to be in the courtroom? The judge, me, and you. This is why people always say that the justice system is like, they're playing like a game of their own, right? The judge is asking him, you're willing to fuck up your relationship with not only the court, me, and the person that, even though y'all are going against each other, you versus the prosecutor, you want to have a good relationship. You're down to fuck it up for Jeffrey Williams. And I ain't gonna lie, Brian Steele is basically saying, yes! Like, I'll fuck it up for Young Thug. I ain't gonna lie, yo, he's going hard for Thug.
But don't because you don't have any proof. If you have proof of it, then if you have proof, there's a mechanism in law and under the rules for you to submit that question to the Office of General Counsel and for the investigation to occur. But please stop, both of you. I've told both of you earlier, stop making these ad hominem attacks toward one another. Okay?
Everyone gets attacked. You say nothing.
Well, okay, but I've said something. You're going back to stuff that's happened in the past. So while I'm trying to deal with things that are current, so I've told you all most recently, as of about a week or so ago, to stop all this. Remember, I told you the world's watching you. They are. So please don't from this point on, do not accuse each other of anything. If you want to go ahead and do it, there's a proper way to do it, but don't bring it up in front of me. Okay?
I'm just making a point that this has been going on and it's abusive. That is my point.
That's your assertion, sir.
By the way, just my opinion, Brian Steele is doing a phenomenal job. Rather than allow the court to do whatever or have their way with Woody, speak up now. Yeah, you could keep quiet and be like, oh, okay, I'll get it on appeal. But you don't want a conviction. He's making the biggest scene right now because this is the main witness. YSL Woody could sink the ship. And he's not going to allow it to happen without him going kicking and screaming, and I fuck with it.
Lawyer, okay, and maybe your frustration with everything. Like I told you, this trial's gone a long time. There's a lot of wear and tear, but everybody's got to rise above and be a professional advocate. That's what the system demands of you.
I'm not worn or torn. I am here to tell the court that from a objective, casual observer, could see what's going on here is inappropriate.
Okay, at the end of the day, I understand your concern that you have now shared with the court. Okay, all right, State, do you want to respond?
Your Honor, I just ask that the court strike the portions of Mr. Steele's whatever that was to the court regarding personal and ad hominem attacks on members of the state's team.
Just let me not.
In the state of Georgia, he is our witness. If he wants to be around us, he can. If he chooses not to, he doesn't have to be.
Okay, so now this is another DA right here. So she's in the DA team. It's this woman and this woman. So and this guy here too, but they're part of the DA's office. they're explaining why Woody is always seen with the DA. Okay? Thug's lawyer says no, y'all are surrounding him, trying to intimidate him. They're now answering to that.
Of our interactions with Mr. Copeland, we have not treated Mr. Copeland any different than we would treat any of our other witnesses in the state of Georgia. He is our witness. If he wants to be around us, he can. If he chooses not to, he doesn't have to be. The fact that he's saying we are coercing Mr. Copeland to speak is clearly not true, given Mr. Copeland's testimony here today. If we were coercing him to speak, he would answer my questions and I would not have to sit here and go in a back and forth and struggle with him. So clearly we are not being influential on Mr. Copeland given our interactions with him outside of the courtroom. So again, Your Honor, there's nothing inappropriate about the state's interactions with Mr. Copeland. He is the state's witness. We can't interact. We have not influenced any of his testimony, Your Honor. And so we ask that, I don't know if it was a motion, be denied if that was what was being asked of the court.
All right. I'll include the state's Exhibit 400, the statements of...
All right. I don't want to bore you guys with all this shit. I just want to play like this last part with... YSL Woody basically at the end of his testimony wanted to literally try to... because they keep asking him about this interview he did, which he's already snitched. And then he says, oh, I was lying the whole time. Like, he basically, that's his whole thing. Actually, I think I posted it here. So he basically, listen to this. Sorry.
The police kept coming to grab me. Every time they grabbed me, I had a different story for them. I know 100% facts, and I'm telling you now, I was not truthful. I was saying whatever they wanted me to say. I was saying whatever I could come up with. I was trying my best to convince them that I didn't do nothing, that I'm an innocent person, and that people put their hands on me. When they ask me about any of these things, you sitting here keep asking me step by step by step by step. And I'm telling you now, because you asked me, was I being truthful? Okay. I know I wasn't being truthful.
So is your testimony today that you lied in every interview that you did in 2015?
See, you the way you asked me that, I don't recall what I was saying in the interviews, but I'm telling you now, when they was questioning me, 2015, 14, whenever they was questioning me, I was lying. I was making up stories. So when they were asking me about this right here, I was making it up. When they were asking me about this right here, I was making it up. And when they was getting me and they would let me go, I'm just telling you.
Do you recall telling every detective?
Every time they got me, I have told the police, I tell y'all whatever y'all want to hear, just let me go.
Do you recall telling every detective in every interview, you got to believe me, I'm telling y'all the truth? Okay.
That sound like me.
Do you recall telling every detective in
everything? The police kept coming to grab me. Every time they grabbed me.
So he basically gets to that point. I'm gonna see if I could let me see if I could fucking no. Is this not here today? Hold on. All right. I guess we got to work with this one. Okay. So here he is today.
That you get blamed for ever claiming YSL?
From society, you asking me about something I don't know how to answer these questions. I don't really, a lot of this stuff you talking about, like, I've been through too much to be trying to remember certain stuff or these questions you asking me. Like, you discombobulated me up here. Like, you want me to lie? You want me to tell the truth? I can't tell you the truth. If you sitting here, I don't know how to answer these questions. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what y'all got going on. Like, for real. Like, you asked me about 2015, what somebody said to the investigators. You know how many investigators tried to question me about this?
Yes, and we're going to talk about a few of them. So do you recall your Instagram being Woody372?
Yeah.
You may answer the question, sir.
Okay.
I don't remember me talking to the investigators about it.
All right. Do you remember telling Detective Gaither that when Kel got on the phone, that Thug said the beef ain't over with until you pay for my window? You shot my window.
Yes.
Yes, you remember telling Detective Gaither that?
I don't remember what I done told the police.
Okay. Let me ask you.
For the people who think that I'm anti-thug when I'm like pointing out that this guy's snitching, I'm not anti-thug. I'm just anti-stupid. These officers or these court-appointed or DAs are asking questions for a reason. They have some type of proof or some type of record of you saying this before, and they're asking you just to repeat it. I just don't like the ignorance of people thinking that you could cooperate with the government and then spin them later. It's just not how it goes.
You this. Are you just saying yes now to speed up your questioning?
Most definitely.
Okay. Now, do you recall independently that after Thug told Kel, beef ain't over with until you pay for my window, you shot my window, that you told Kel what you told Kel?
Yes.
What do you remember telling Kel?
Yes.
So you told Kel, yes?
Yes.
Do you recall telling Kel, look what y'all got going on?
Your question.
I answered the question.
Call telling Detective Gates and that Monday.
Let me skip through this because I don't want to drag it on this whole thing.
Named Pokey.
The way you asking that, I don't recall what I was saying in the interviews, but I'm telling you now, when they was questioning me 2015, 14, whenever they was questioning me, I was lying. I was making up stories. So when
Interview that you had in 2015, you can go check what I'm saying so you can believe me.
probably, I don't know if I said it or I ain't said it.
In some of those interviews, were you in custody? Were you arrested in some of those interviews?
I think so.
Okay. Do you recall telling detectives in those interviews that you're just trying to get out of jail? So I'm going to tell you all what happened so you can check it and I can get out of jail.
Yeah, I told the investigators that I remember, I think, in one of the interviews, they was locking me up and my child's birthday was coming up. And when they got me, I said, listen, man, whatever y'all want me to say, I would tell you right now. Just tell me what to say and I would say it. Tell me what y'all want to know and I would tell you. So if they would have asked me about President Trump, I would have had a story about Trump. If they would ask me about you, I would have had a story about you. Whatever to convince them that I ain't do nothing, it wasn't me. That's what my intention was. So you're asking me about interviews and I keep telling you, you keep asking me step by 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 step. This is what I did. When they got me on this day and I was going to jail, I try to come up with something to tell them. That's why I can't tell you what I said. I was making it up.
What benefit would it be for you to lie to the police if you were trying not to be in trouble?
I was hoping to convince them so they could let me go.
So why would you lie to convince them?
What you mean? Why would I lie to convince them?
Right. Why would you lie to convince them if you wanted to not go to jail?
Why would I lie to convince them to not go to jail?
Right.
But they don't.
Brother, they're trying to get you to admit that you are the culpable party.
You know that I'm lying.
Well, they didn't let you go immediately, did they?
Sometimes they let me go.
Right.
But when the time they let me go, I thought I was smarter than them.
Did the detective say that they had to fact check what you said before they let you go?
Can you say that again?
Sure. Did the detectives tell you that they had to fact check what you were telling them?
And you know, in certain situations.
Right. And so what benefit would it be to lie if they told you that they had to fact check it?
Oh, it wasn't no benefit because what they did was they picked and chose where they wanted to take from me, and they still left me in jail, so they came back and beat me in the butt.
Okay. So going back to my question from January 28th, 2015, did you see Pokey at the club?
You want me to be honest with you? I think I just did. I just told you the God, honest truth of what I did from January from 2014 until
Imagine you deal with a sassy snitch.
2021. Every time they got me, they already know me. They already know I got a whole bunch of bullshit to say.
I'm gonna ask you to refrain from cursing. What harm?
Oh, sorry, everybody. No disrespect. I'm sorry about that. But
overruled, sir. Overruled, sir.
That's the defense attorneys.
What harm would have come from telling the truth about you and your friends?
Can you explain it?
Sure. What harm? Why would you need to lie if you were just trying to tell them about what you and your friends were doing?
I sustain the objection.
Going back to the January 28th interview, understanding that you said you lied, did you tell Detective Gaither that you saw Pokey in Club Crucial on the Monday night where...
All right. There's a whole bunch of bullshit. I don't even know if I think he might still be on the stand because I ain't see any crosses yet, which would be the defense attorney's gonna have their chance to ask him questions. So I think he's still on the stand. This is gonna take like a while if you ask me. All right. We're not gonna just stagnate there. Real quick, let me address this whole Boosie and so Boosie and Young Blue are into some